Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I am here to build a Lego set and to hang out with you. First and foremost, I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you could do those back, most likely you are a tier 1 subscriber if you are one, so you could throw the Bear Cave or the Lego like Aristofan just did. Hi, Aristofan. Or you can just say hi. Reminder, being a subscriber is a great way to support the channel. If you're if you have Amazon Prime and you linked it with your Twitch and you have Twitch Prime, you could use your Twitch token to subscribe to the channel or use Cash Money. You've got an option. Mr. Bob is here. Hi, Mr. Bob. Happy to have you here as always, my friend. Already got a cool crew in there, but yeah, just let me know you're here. Say hi. We are going to be working on Lego. We're going to be talking about anime. We're going to be talking about Chinese food that I'm going to be purchasing. We're going to talk about games done quick and how I am nervous about a thing I'm doing on Wednesday. Yikes, your boy is nervous. We'll talk about the gauntlet, a thing that is going to be fun. And we'll hang out, and it'll be nice. And build, we'll talk about stuff you want to talk about some anime. It's just going to be a chill stream as usual. It's a Monday stream. And those are usually pretty chill around here. Thursdays are where things get a little wild. Sometimes Saturdays are wild. Sometimes Saturdays are real laid back. I have not shaved in a while, and I don't think about it until I stream. So I haven't thought about this since Saturday night. And now I'm looking and I'm going, oh wow, I'm so gray on this. This used to just be gray, and this wasn't. Now this is very gray. So I'm probably going to shave before my stream tomorrow. That's right, I'm streaming on a Tuesday because I am competing in a competitive thing on Wednesday, and on another stream, I'm going to do my bonus weekly stream, my game stream tomorrow. We're going back in to Arcade Spirits, and that's going to be fun. And I'll shave before that because this is out of hand. Y'all, yeah, it's going to be good. Tonight's going to be good. I've been wanting to build this for a while. I already put together. Now, when this is our person who is excited about getting a burger minifig for the monster truck, and then in the tractor and other tractor or the truck and tractor versions, he's the guy driving it. So he switches roles. But in the first thing we're going to build, he's there with his backwards baseball hat, ready to go. Also, William Caroline is following. Thank you for the follow, William Caroline. You followed right before the stream started, and I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Reminder, folks, if you just follow along from Twitter and you're not already following via Twitch, this is a great opportunity to do that because that way you get notifications. And sometimes you don't get notifications. And I don't know how to fix that. But sometimes you don't. Anyway, I'm going to hit retweet my tweet saying let's build. And then we're going to go to the overhead. I got buttons to press, and that button is main. Yeah, we did it. I am still using Touch Portal right now, and it is doing what I need to do. I'll especially be using it tomorrow. As I am still Arcade Spirits, the way I have it set up doesn't necessarily like OBS, so we'll figure it out tomorrow. But yeah, what is this? Well, this is the Monster Burger Truck Lego set. It's a 3-in-1, which means we're going to build it. We're going to follow the instructions, build it completely. We're going to disassemble, then we're going to rebuild. Lord Grashton says, keep up the great work and stay safe. There's a 10 months, so let's hit the old applause there. Thank you so much, Lord Grashton. Keep up the great work and stay safe. Also, R.I.P. Rey Mysterio. Yeah, to be clear, Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black are not dead. They were thrown off the roof of Titan Tower onto a very visible, in certain shots, wide shots, crash pad. Now, because there was not commentary during the match, it was not acknowledged that Baron Corbin tossed two men to their supposed deaths, but they are not dead, and it's okay. But also, what? And then Lord Crashes in once we hit that gong. All right, already we're cashing in the gong here. So, we don't have a lot of folks watching right now, but those folks are benefiting because it is a gong time. Enjoy that gong. Bang a gong, get it on, as they say. Yeah, so there was wrestling last night, and it was wild and fun, and I really like pre-taped nonsense, and there was some pre-taped nonsense. Now, did I like every match that happened last night at the WWE's Money in the Bank pay-per-view? No, I didn't. Bobby Lashley versus R-Truth is a match that you would see on Main Event. It does not belong in a pay-per-view. It was short. You could have just had that little interstitial bit where R-Truth says that he's coming for Peyton Manning because he doesn't understand that Rob Gronkowski, that's who he thinks Rob. It's for R-Truth. That's very close. Anyway, let's start building some Lego. There was wrestling, and it was overall good. I would say this is since the Money in the Bank became since they started doing a men's Money in the Bank and a women's Money in the Bank. This was the best outcome I've ever seen. Would I have liked to see Shayna Baszler with the Money in the Bank briefcase? Possibly. Am I happy now knowing what happened on Monday night? Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, won. Asuka has been the best thing on weekly wrestling since the Now times because she's just been so fun and so enjoyable to watch. Now, will that be changed when she as the champion? Now that she has won, on Raw tonight, we found out that Becky Lynch is pregnant and she gave up her 13th month reign as the Raw Women's Champion. She let that belt go, and Asuka becomes the new champion because she won Money in the Bank. Now, does that make sense? No. I'll say this. Obviously, I'm very happy for Becky and Seth. They're going to have a kid. That's great. Becky's going to take time off and to have a child. Hooray and awesome. Asuka is the Raw champion. Hell yeah. That rules. Am I disappointed that we will not have the thing I'm disappointed in is that Asuka could have had the Money in the Bank briefcase and chased Bayley. Because Asuka with the briefcase is inherently, to me anyway, very enjoyable because she is an incredible performer. Hi, Lashbrook. Welcome. Asuka is so creative and so fun that the idea of her with the briefcase for months and months being just herself, the version of herself that she's portraying, is such a fun idea that we don't get, and I am disappointed that we don't get that. That being said, of course, her being champion rules. And I am excited about that, and I'm not saying I'm not excited about that. We're building the picnic table for the burgers that you buy at this monster burger truck, because it's a monster truck, but it's still a burger truck. Sure. You know what? Sure. Although I don't have. They told me to open up bag 1, but I don't see another tire in bag 1. I only saw one tire in bag 2. Or bag 1. So I only saw so these tires, you would assume that, oh, here it is. I do have one. Okay. You assume that you would have this. These will be used in other parts of the kit. So how are they handling the briefcase? So Lashbrook, this happened to the opening of Raw. Asuka having the briefcase makes her the new champion. Now, did they explain that? Why that happened? I don't know because I did not watch it live. Because I do not watch Raw live. But Asuka is the new champion by the person having the briefcase. She becomes a new champion. I don't know why. That's just what's up. It's like that time they did Money in the Bank where whoever got the briefcase was the new champion instead of having the briefcase. They've done that. So I don't know, but that's what they're doing. All right, so we're building this table here. So we need this piece, this piece, this piece, and of course these pieces will be used again because, as I said, this is a 3-in-1 kit. So some of these pieces will be used multiple times in the production of the other parts of this kit. And most likely what I will do is I will build this kit to its specifications, and then I will disassemble it on my own time and reassemble it as the monster truck. Because that's the coolest way to do it. Otis winning the Money in the Bank briefcase is incredible for everyone except for his tag team partner Tucker, who we haven't seen much anyway, but certainly will get, is not, maybe he can ride his tag team partner's coattails. Otis getting a big push is incredible. This briefcase winner feels like, look, AJ Styles doesn't need, Aleister Black could use that briefcase. Aleister Black with the briefcase would be interesting. It would have led to something. And so that is a shame that we don't have that. But Otis with the briefcase is awesome. It reminds me of Daniel Bryan winning the briefcase out of nowhere. Also an underdog that people assumed was just there to have a good match. I hope this does not remind me of Damian Sandow winning it. But yeah, of the people there, look, Corbin, I felt like Corbin was going to win it. I did not want Corbin to win it. He's already king of the ring. Doesn't need that as well. So I'm fairly happy with it. Mostly I was just happy with the nonsense of AJ Styles being spooked by the Undertaker room. Those that watched that conference room, the Money in the Bank themed conference room is real, including that briefcase is just there. I think that's rad. Yeah, I would have liked to see a little more Shayna Baszler in that. I mean, I should say I am very happy with Asuka winning it. But, yeah. Crazy Like Fox just subscribed at Tier 2. That's 10 months. Grinded towards that 12 months. Thank you so much, Crazy Like Fox. Let's hit the old applause here. If you're a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave Lego emotes in the chat. Or the Scythe emote if you're a Tier 2. And say, hey, thank you. That rules. Thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate it very much. Thank you so much, Crazy Like Fox, for being a subscriber. Oh, we're building a little dog right now. We got to build a little dog. But yeah, overall, happy with outcomes. Tag match was fine. Some interesting spots. I had made the joke that I will have forgotten about the Forgotten Sons in in a year's time. I will have totally forgotten they were ever on SmackDown. There's nothing to that. There's just nothing to it. Harold is out hosting the stream. Thank you, Harold. I feel like you could have used it for storyline. If the champ wins the G1, they get to pick their opponent at Wrestle Kingdom. Lashbrook, so it makes sense now why they said whoever won the Money in the Bank would go against the Raw superstar instead of it just being whoever they choose. Yeah, I think I would have preferred that Becky just drop the title and there's a tournament to decide who wins, or a battle royale or something to deserve the new champion, and Asuka chases Bayley, or there's a number one contender and Asuka like loses the match but then cashes in right after or something. There's something they could do. I think they just want to have a champion, and they're very high on Asuka right now for good reason because she's incredible. That they were just like, well, we'll just do that. It is a little strange, um, but and also, I think that they don't want Asuka involved in the Bailey Sasha, because that's obviously coming. Although I thought they were gonna actually do something with it in the last night. I don't watch wrestling, but I love her YouTube channel. Well, yes, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Asuka has a YouTube, Kanachan TV. It is if you are steeped in Japanese YouTube and television production and presentation, it's nothing new. But if you're not, it is a great window into that style of internet video because it is subtitled in many places. She speaks English in many places, and she's not necessarily doing anything new, but she is like just having a really good time, and it's enjoyable to watch her do her thing. I put this together wrong. Gotta fix my mistakes. Oops! Oh no! All right. Remind myself like I dropped this. This went off the table. This piece right here, and I gotta go get it. But yeah, Kanachan TV is delightful. I highly recommend it if you are looking for a YouTube channel to follow of just a fun person doing fun things. This latest one is her playing her character in Brawlhalla, because there is a like WWE pack in Brawlhalla, and so she is now a character in it, or a version of Asuka is now a character in it. Also, fun fact: besides being a professional wrestler in a former life before she got into wrestling, or while she was doing wrestling, also Asuka was a game reviewer. She reviewed video games in Japan, which is just like a really odd thing. It's a fun fact. I can see where this piece went, so that I dropped. So I should be able to get it if I need it. We'll see. But we're building a dog right now, so that's pretty fun. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, wrestling. There were parts that were very good. There are parts that were okay and just fine. But really, y'all, I need to talk to you about Wednesday because I'm not freaking out about it, but I am feeling a little odd about it. So if you didn't see my tweets about it, I'm gonna be on GDQ's Twitch channel. The folks, the larger entity of Games Done Quick. Obviously, many of you know Games Done Quick. Summer Games Done Quick. The awesome and summer, I should say. Well, they do other Twitch stuff. They do things. The hotfix is like some of their Twitch content that's outside of the marathons, and they've done this at events before. A thing called the Gauntlet. The idea is that you have save states for various games, and you will be given a task to complete. Now that might be like collect 10 rings as Sonic in Sonic and Knuckles. That might be stomp on 5 enemies. Mega Man might be defeat a boss with this power. And you can do it in any order because you're just given a bunch of save states and you can load it and do it in any order. And it's a tournament. And the first half of round 1 is this Wednesday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm going on later. They say 9 p.m., probably later. So about the time I normally start streaming, I will be competing. It's a lot of speedrunners, and then also some people who aren't speedrunners. And I'm one of the, obviously, I'm one of the not speedrunners doing it. And I was thrilled to be asked. and I'm excited to do it, and also nervous. I'm glad I'm not in the first round. Um, and one thing I do think very funny is everyone who's doing it, with the exception of two people, are no. Well, actually, no. I am as the people in this night, because there's somebody in the other one. I am the only person who is using their actual name. Like obviously it's Pat Baer as one word, but everyone else is using their online alias or their stream name. And then also there's me, and it's very funny to me to look at it and be like, oh, I'm against NPC, and this person, Alpha 5, is doing it, and this person's doing it, and also Pat Baer. Um, so I feel very out of place, and I'm really looking forward to it. I will be hosting that stream in on here on my channel. So if you would like to watch it with like-minded individuals and not the normal chat, uh, you'll have that option. Just like when I do pack stuff and it's streamed, I will make every effort to make sure that I'm hosting it. As I said, it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern this Wednesday, the first round. I'm up last in the stream, so I believe that will be 9 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, I don't know ahead of time what the games are. I don't know. I'm going to get that day so I can kind of maybe do some research, a little bit of research. I've got to make sure all my emulators are up to snuff. And also, as I am the only person in the first round who is not a speedrunner, I felt very like it was very funny because the person I'm up against was just like, "Who's Pat Baer?" And I was just like, "Hey, I build model kits and Lego sets, and I go to PAX. I'm happy to be here." So this isn't. It's not charity related. There's no. This is just like doing a cool thing, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And I'm hoping to not. I am not expecting to win the first round, as I am. I am many things in life, and the things that I am good at, the things that I do well in. Y'all know those things because I make sure that people know those things. Because if I'm good at something, I'm proud of that, and I talk about that. When I am not good at something, I generally don't talk about it. I am not good at being stressed out. I'm not good under pressure. I'm also not good at video games. Any video game, really. I'm just not good at it. So I'm not going to do well. And I'm not expecting to dominate. I have no pretense in me doing like super well or anything like that. Mostly I would prefer that I don't super hyper unbelievably embarrass myself. The goal is to lose gracefully. That's the real goal. Anything else that comes out of it, that's rad. If I complete certain tasks, great. If I win in the first round, heck yeah. Unbelievable. How did that happen? But I am not expecting to win by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. I am, for all intents and purposes, just happy to be there and happy to be included and happy to be invited. My hope is that, how did you get roped into this? First fan asks. Well, months ago, a couple months ago, I got asked by another competitor who is not competing the same night I am, who will be competing in the future, uh, uh, Ms. Zandra. That's right, Alexandra. Zandra, you may know her as. Said, hey, I'm going to be doing something with the GDQ people. Would you like to get involved? Now, I said yes. And then I found out more about what I was going to be doing, and I was like, still yes. But I should say, I didn't know if it was going to be what it is. I did know that it would be that the gauntlet was happening, but I wasn't necessarily. I didn't get a full picture of what was going to happen. But I was excited to be invited. So I was invited because they were like, we want to have some people that aren't speedrunners doing this. And as someone who is not a speedrunner, I fit the bill. Um, so yeah, excited to do it. I think it'll be nice and fun. As I said, that means that tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on Tuesday night, I will be playing more of Arcade Spirits. I just enjoy it so much that I want to play more Arcade Spirits tomorrow night. So I'm doing that instead of my normal Wednesday night bonus stream. I still want to give you a bonus stream because also, like I said, I think I'm only going to be competing for. I forget the time limit. I forget how much time it is before they're just like, all right, you're done. I have to refresh myself with all the rules, and I got a document about how to like get stuff set up and all that, and I have to go through that. But I am excited to be there, and I'm excited to do it, and I am nervous because it's not something. Well, honestly, really, it's not even that I'm nervous because I uh it's not just because like this isn't my forte, this isn't a thing that I do. I'm mostly nervous because I'm not in control of this. I think that probably like uh as you be aware from my streams, from what I do at conventions, I'm generally the organizer. I'm very good at that part. The host, the driving force. I am not used to being just a competitor in something or a guest of something. I'm happy to do it, but I'm off, but it's rare for me to do that. So it does feel weird to be the guest of a thing and trying that out. So that's going to be interesting. I want to mention these are rubber here, working on our monster truck. These are rubber. So they bend to them, which is neat because we're building this monster truck. Ho ho ho. So yeah, so that's happening, and that's weird. It's just weird. Um, like I said, I will host it here, so you can, if you'd like, you can come and watch it here on Wednesday, the whole thing. Um, and I got to review some information about it, but I'm excited to do it, and hopefully I will help entertain people, and then also maybe a few people will want to come check out what I do. That might be nice. Come see what we got going on. Maybe on Thursday we'll have a few more new faces here on the stream. That would be nice. I like that. Um, our viewer numbers are consistent as always, but uh, subs are down a little bit right now, and I understand that, and I'm not like mad about it, but I do notice it. I like it when the numbers go up, and sometimes the numbers don't go up. Uh, you know, so we'll do this here. Um, let's see. What I want to talk about, what's happened since I last chatted with y'all. Oh, so my Saturday I got pizza for the first time from my local pizza place. I'd had pizza since the lockdown, but Saturday was the first time that I had from my neighborhood chain or place. My subs have doubled. I'm up to 2. Heck yeah, Harold. Hey, Harold. It 2 is more than 1. Like, do it up, and obviously like it's it is not, yeah, certainly this is not, one of the best things that I got out of this is when I started was being affiliate. Getting affiliate isn't that hard these days, but keeping things consistent is really hard. Um, but yeah, it's it is not the easiest thing in the world. So like I said, Saturday was pizza. local pizza place that had been closed in March, reopened. I got my local pizza. It was so nice to have that pepperoni roll and to have that slice of pizza. I was very happy about that. Now, the local neighborhood grapevine. Uh, there are people out there. They're chatting. They're looking at stuff. They're keeping their ears to the ground. They're letting us know what's going on. I belong to a message board with some people. It started off as just comedians who lived in the neighborhood, but then as comedians moved away, we invited more people they knew, and sometimes it's like people who moved in and became roommates, and then the people you knew moved out. But it's a nice little group of people, fairly like-minded people that are still in the neighborhood. And somebody was like, took a photo and posted it that the Chinese food place that closed immediately, like they went into lockdown. They went quarantine happened. They shut down immediately. They're coming back tomorrow. So I'm gonna get my boneless barbecued spare ribs. That's definitely the number one thing I want. I want boneless barbecue spare ribs and fried rice is what I want. I might also get like garlic chicken or chicken and broccoli or chicken and string beans. I might get that too, because that you can reheat. Boneless spare ribs you can reheat, but they're not they're great hot. Um, I have not had like proper Chinese food. I've had some. I've had Thai, but that's not obviously not the same thing. Obviously not the same thing. So, y'all, I'm excited. Tomorrow, I'm gonna get Chinese food for dinner tomorrow, and that is very appealing to me, your friend Pat. I'm very excited about that. Um, although, and then also theoretically tomorrow, some people that owe me money are going to pay me the money they owe me for some work I did for them because you try, or at least, look, I try to be very understanding and forgiving because everything's a mess. Uh, but hey, pay me for the work I've done for you. So theoretically, I'm getting paid tomorrow, and that'll be good because I can just, pay my bills. That would be pretty great. Um, I get my Twitch payout. I should get my Twitch payout. Yeah, because I've had over 40 uh, subs, so I should get my Twitch payout uh, on like the 15th or 13th or sometime in the next couple of days. I'll get a Twitch payout, which will be good. But like, yeah, y'all. Some it's been rough to get this stuff done, to like get work done. Obviously, the pub I frequent is opening their kitchen tomorrow. Very excited for burgers. Heck yeah, burgers. Yeah, I mean, like, look, it's that thing, right? We want to support. We want to give back to the community. We want these things to be able to reopen. I'm fully support all of those endeavors. And then the flip side of it being, as long as it's not kitchens open, but not dining rooms. Keep those dining rooms closed. Uh, a lot of stuff is reopening where my parents live, and they are still staying put and trying their best. My mom goes for like evening walks with her neighbor, and they do social distance walking, um, which is good. Um, because she was like, "Well, I won't go back to the gym when they reopen," and I was like, "Oh." But her local gym does like a workout. They post a workout to Facebook every day, so my mom has been doing that, and then also going for walks. And I'm like, "Great, great, great, great." Uh, my dad has his yard to work in, so that has been nice. The weather's been pretty good for them where they're at in South Carolina, so he's been able to get work done in the garden. But uh, yeah, it's I worry. I worry about them. Oh, here's an anecdote y'all might enjoy. It's Sunday night. The plan, it's a Sunday night, and the plan was going to call my mom at 6 o'clock, talk to her, for Mother's Day, and also just cause, and then talk to her for an hour, and then watch wrestling, because the pay-per-view was happening. Don't need to watch the pre-show. I don't need that pre-show. I could just talk to my mom on the phone. So I call home to her home, getting ready for that. Going to make that call, and then I hear do 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 do, and I'm like, who is Dude Man is now following. Thank you for the follow, Dude Man 1876. I'm like, who is Skyping me? Y'all, it's my mom. My mom is sending me a Skype message. My mom is sending me a Skype message on Sunday night. Instead of me calling her, she Skyped me, and I was not expecting that. Have we used Skype in the past? Yes. Not that often. Uh, and by that I mean, like, I didn't have my webcam plugged in, and I didn't have, and I had to grab my headset and put it on. Um, and then it was just like, oh, we're doing Skype. And she was like, yeah, I just want to see you. Uh, and what she didn't have to do was, the last time we did Skype, she had to call me on the phone, and I talked her through how to message me on Skype and send me a message. She didn't do that; she just did it. And I was pretty proud. And I mentioned that. I was like, "Oh, great job, mom!" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm a real techie," and that made me laugh a lot as someone who's, ostensibly day job on occasion, when it, theoretically in the future again, is doing tech stuff. It made me laugh very hard. Mom was like, "Yeah, I'm a real techie," uh, and then uh, we did what it counts. My dad used the laptop in order to talk to me on Skype because my mom unplugged the power cable from the laptop and walked to my dad and put it in his lap and then tilted it so that the camera on the laptop picked him up. So technically, my dad did use the laptop and did use Skype. It's all a technicality, but it does count. And for my dad, that's huge. Um, my dad has figured out how. My dad figured out how to watch stuff on demand through the cable provider, and that it didn't. That some of it didn't cost money. Some of it was included. When he found out that it was, because he thought it was just like, oh, it's you rent movies through the thing, through the cable box. That I get that, but then he found out I on his own. Someone told him. I don't know. I didn't mention it. That there's free stuff on demand, and you can just watch things on demand for free. That's free. It's included in what you pay. He was very proud of himself when he figured that out. That was like a huge dad thing. Um, but for most of the time, my dad's internet stuff is asking my mom to look up websites for him. Is usually what he asks. He'll be like, "Hey, after dinner, can you get on the computer and look up this band or look up this thing or whatever?" Tarrasque is now following. Tarrasque is now following. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. And we're building a monster truck for selling burgers. It's a burger monster truck, 3-in-1. If you haven't built a 3-in-1 for Lego, they're generally really fun because you're building. You can disassemble. Now we don't use all the pieces. Generally, there's one that uses a lot of pieces, and the other two use less. The shuttle is one we built on stream before. There's an underwater one that we built that was like a robot and a submarine. We're building a monster truck. Then we're going to build just like a flatbed truck, and then we're going to build a tractor. And by the time we get the tractor, we won't have used all of the pieces, but we'll use some of them. Um, the burger is only in this one. And that's why there's one big booklet. Usually when you build a 3-in-1, it comes with 3 booklets. This is just the one. So we'll get to that as we go. I can't, I'm just excited. We started with the best one, obviously. The burger is the best thing, but Uh, sometimes you got to start uh, with the best, and then you'll do the other ones, right? Like, what am I going to do? Start with the tractor? I guess I'd rather build this. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, I was pretty dang proud of my mom for using Skype on her own. Also, turns out my mom knows how to use Zoom, or at the very least, when she gets an invite to Zoom, she knows what to click on so that her webcam is there. Because she just has a laptop with a webcam on it. She just uses the built-in. She doesn't have a headset or anything. Because some of the ladies that my mom is close with do a happy hour on Friday. So she's got her happy hour on Friday to kind of like do the neighborhood stuff and talk and all that. What they would normally do somewhere. She gets to do that. Um, and it's great. So if you've been watching the streams for a while, you know me from the other things I do. You know me from this. Uh, you know how sometimes I'm just a little smug? I got that little bit of smug satisfaction. It's a little holier than thou. It's a little bit of a. It's not the best look in the world, but it is part of who Pat Baer is. It's like I'm mean well, but sometimes I'm like, all right, dude, you could have said that in a nicer way. You could have handled that a little better. Okay, I get that from my mom. So, uh, social distancing and like sticking to it is like a thing my mom could just be like, "Oh, they're having a party, huh?" That's just such a shame. I just don't know why they don't care about people and like that kind of thing. Where it's like, "All right, mom, okay, okay, mom." But that kind of thing, I get like I get that from my mom. That's where I get that part of my personality, definitely. I have said that I am a combination of my parents' personalities. Um, Nothing bothers my dad at all. He is calm, cool, and collected. Just washes off his back. He laughs in the face of it. Does not care about these things. Could not care less. And my mom gets angry immediately. Something's not going her way, if someone's disrespecting her or the family or anything like that, instantly, just like, wait, what's going on? So I inherited both those things. And I got a bad combination of the two, if I could be honest. Whereas nothing bothers me until it fucking does. And then it bothers me a whole lot. And it bothers me because I suddenly go from being like, yeah, that's cool, that's fine, that's cool, to we have a problem right now. Uh, Pretty much like out of nowhere, it's not good. I wish I had one of those two. I wish that nothing bothered me, or I'm letting you know this is bothering me because it's bothering me right away. And not the combination that I currently live with and have to be aware of constantly. Um, like I said, for the most part, I'm pretty easygoing, and then I'm not, and I need to it's a thing that I've gotten. It took me a long time to figure out. In the same way, it took me a long time to figure out that my parents, um, any arguments that come from my folks, come from the fact that sometimes uh, 80 to 90% of the issues that happen between my parents are because my dad won't admit that he's hard of hearing. So he doesn't hear what my mom says. So he ignores her. But he won't admit I didn't hear what you said. He just says you didn't say anything. So he's kind of gaslighting her, and then she's mad because because my dad is ignoring her, but he's not doing it on purpose. And this took me, I don't know, most of my life to figure out. There was just one day we were driving to a thing, and then like I could see that he was not hearing her, and then so I just said what she said, and then he repeated. He was like, "Oh," and he responded, and I was like, "Oh no, oh, okay, oh, this makes a lot of sense," because my mom's hearing isn't particularly great either, but she has gone through steps to make that better for herself. Whereas my dad is just like, I'm just never going to bring this up and never talk about it. And that took a long time because y'all can probably relate to this in some way or another, even if not this specific thing. Um, you don't know you're weird until someone tells you. Now that could be you as a person, you as a collective, you as a family unit, you as a friend group, whatever. But like nobody like it's rare to have a self-awareness to go, "Oh, yeah, that's weird, huh? That thing we do? That's weird." It's not until someone goes, "What?" Like what you have for breakfast isn't weird until a friend sleeps over. And then you're like, "Oh. Whoa, oh. What?" Uh when I was younger, I thought that saying grace, like praying before you ate a meal, was a leftover thing that was only on TV and it was a leftover from the 50s. I didn't realize that there were households across the world where they pray before they eat because we didn't do it. So the first time I went to I stepped over a friend's who was a very religious household, they said grace, and I was like, "What?" And then my friend was like, afterwards, was like, "You don't say grace?" And so then we literally were like, which one of us is weird? Is it weird to say grace, or is it weird not to say grace? And we did not know. Um, because everybody's different, but like, it never occurred to me that that was a thing people did, and it never occurred to him that it was a thing that people didn't do, because that's just what he did. And that is to me like that always has stuck with me as like, oh yeah, things could just be weird, but not that. But it's not weird at all. It's just what was happening. I'm trying to think of. If you have any examples, if there's anything, let me know in the chat. If there's anything where you were like, I didn't know this was a weird thing until like. I'm trying to think of other examples of that. There got to be more examples in my life of times where I was like, oh yeah, uh, I will say this. Um, it was weird to my best friend in high school, I had not been friends with previously. We became friends in high school. The fact that my parents and I had dinner at the same time. We tried to have dinner as the three of us at the same time every night. Was really weird to him. He was like, "Yeah, somebody makes the meal and then you just reheat it and you eat with whoever." He's like, "I live with 5 people. You just eat whenever you eat. Everyone's got different things." And I think it was probably because some people had sports and other people had other clubs and some people had jobs and I believe his dad worked at night, so like it was all over the place. So for him, it was really weird that I was the only that I like ate when my parents and I ate dinner at the same time. Like that was always that just weirded him out. It was like, what? Determining if a household is a shoes on or shoes off inside was always a fun freak out when I was little. Oh yeah. So like my friend Matt, his mom was a shoe, she wanted to be a shoes off house. That was the only friend that was a shoes off house. And so we always had to like do that and okay, we'll do that and we'll do this and we'll go there. But that was always like oh okay, yeah we got to do that at Matt's and nobody else. But yeah, and that to me was like a thing where I was like, oh yeah, I guess there are some houses that do that. That never really weirded me out. Um, but yeah, you start to like pick up those things where you're like, oh, maybe my family's weird. I guess we might be weird. I don't know. To me that's like always the mark of like just like okay, well, maybe that family's weird. Do they know they're weird? I don't know if they do. Okay, do this and that. And we'll do that. This is coming along pretty good. We're in bag 1 here, making our way through. We will take a pause for the cause in a couple minutes, not too long from now. But in a little bit, we'll take a pause for the cause. Talk about ways you can support the stream if you like. Then we'll talk about anime that I've been watching since the last 2 days. Let's see. Yeah, I knew we were going to talk about wrestling, anime, video games. We're getting through the stuff. Excited about things that are coming up. Next Wednesday, the bonus game stream is scheduled, and that stream is going to be me playing. I don't know what I'm going to play there. So once a month, my Patreon, my $3, $5, and $10 patrons can vote on what I play. So I'll be doing that for next Wednesday, and they'll help determine that. And then the following Wednesday, I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to try to do a presentational thing with guests. I don't know if that's going to be Smack Talk Showdown. I don't know if that's going to be the lauded 404ing its return. It might be a wrestling thing with guests, talking about some wrestling and watching some wrestling stuff. It might be a anime conversation with some friends talking about shows we're watching this season. I have a bunch of different ideas of what that could be, but in 2 Wednesdays from now, the plan is to do some kind of bonus thing that has guests. Because since I've only done it once, I really want to do it again, and I think it would be really fun. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's going to be the 404ing it. I don't know if it's going to be what it's going to be, but there are goals that I have to do something. Blue Zoidberg to subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for subscribing, Blue Zoidberg. Let's hit the old applause there, and then we'll hit the all the emotes in the chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. If you want to be like Blue Zoidberg and use your Twitch Prime, if you have Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch, you can use that. You get a free subscription every month to somebody. And it means a lot that you decided that was going to be me. Appreciate that very much. And a reminder to folks out there that if you use Twitch Prime, you have to manually renew that. But that is a way. Yeah, now you got some emotes, which is cool. But yeah, we'll be talking about that as we take our pause for the cause in a moment or two. We'll talk about ways that people, if they're so inclined, can support the stream if they want to. Working on the frame of our monster truck here, trying to get things together. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, like I said, what I'm going to do with that Wednesday slot. This kit is going to take a few days because it is a 3-in-1, so that means we are building 3 things. As I said, the other two parts of this kit will be less intense than the monster truck, so it won't use as many parts. But I've got a good-sized backlog right now of stuff, so I'm not worried about running out of things to build, which is very nice, and I'm very fortunate to be in that position. But yeah, I got a few things that we can do on stream, so that's good. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm glad this won the poll. My $10 patrons voted on this and chose this to win, which is great because this is a thing that I definitely wanted to build next because I've just been sitting on it for a bit now. What ends up happening is a Lego set catches fire. It ends up on Twitter. It ends up whatever, on some of the Discords I'm in. It's a really big deal. And then, JediMasterLex is now following. Thank you very much, JediMasterLex. Thank you for the follow. So what ends up happening is I get interested in some sort of kit that I'm like, oh, I'd like to build that. But everybody else is also like, oh, I'd like to build that. And the price inflates. And then people pay a lot of money for that kit. And I don't do that. I wait and I watch. And then when everyone's kind of forgotten about how cool that kit was, the price drops down. And then I get it. And yes, do I miss the zeitgeist? But I'm not I've never been one, as many of you are aware. I've never been one to chase the zeitgeist we built that shark, that Ninjago shark that had legs. That was a mech shark, and I loved building that. Got a Zeist your own Geist, right? Yeah. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes I remember like, oh, okay, hey, Halloween's coming up. Let's build some Lego. Let's build this Lego witch. That'll be fun. But I didn't like buy something for May the 4th that was Star Wars related just so I could do that. So that like I don't know, maybe I'll get like a couple more retweets. Like if I had something in Star Wars related, maybe I would have built that. But I wasn't going to go out of my way to do that, to do like that kind of tailored thing. That's just not me. That's not my style. Um, I got no problem with people that, if that is their deal. It's just not mine. Uh, I'm not trying to chase things. Um, I do occasionally, I'd be like, oh, this people seem interested in this thing. I'll check it out. But like that's I've never been somebody that's just like, well, everyone is talking about this thing, so I better get it and play it right now and get those clicks. Uh, I'd much rather just be like, oh yeah, that is a cool looking kit. I'll build that someday. Put that on my wish list. See if somebody wants to get it. And as always, we built the Dynames like a year after it came out. But it's still a great kit a year later. It didn't stop being a fantastic kit. It just became a kit that wasn't $80. It was a kit that was I think like 60 or whatever by the time we got it. So yeah, great. That's a win. All right, we're gonna put some stuff on here. Like I said, we are building up our building this thing up here. These are all the same pieces. These look the same, yeah. It's just right, yeah. Okay, so I have to see if, as far as I can tell, these are all identical. They don't seem to fit right. I'm gonna see about this here. These all sit on like this, and these all go on in front of it. They don't seem to want to snap on like that. Gonna try to see what this is. Oh, okay. So I will say this. This looked like it was ridges, but these are all these. This piece is. It's supposed to look like this. That's not gonna. It's not gonna read right. But I thought it was. I thought they wanted me to lay one of these on and have it be like scales, but it's not supposed to be scales. It's supposed to be just a pattern on both sides. That was a little confusing. It's just like I don't know if there's a good way to show that. Now, like you said, normally these 3-in-1s you can just usually the 3-in-1s the bags aren't numbered. You just get a bag and you just get a couple bags. You put all the pieces out. You build whichever one you want to build whenever you want to build it. This is unique in that, in my experience anyway, in that it is like, oh, start with the monster truck. Here are the things you need to build the monster truck. Build these things in this order. I wonder if it was just easier to do it that way, or if they just assumed everyone wanted to build a monster truck anyway, so they were like, well, here's what you're going to need to do this. I don't know, but I'm not complaining, because this is cool so far. This goes like this. It also came with a brick separator, the best tool in the world for things like this. You just save yourself, especially if you have recently clipped your fingernails. It saves a lot of stress and time. There are some decals, which is also a little rare for this kind of kit. Usually this kit doesn't have decals, but it does. All right, so we'll do this. We'll do this. Oops. As I said, we will take a pause to the calls in a moment or two. I'm just going to get this set up here. Oops. I never had one. So Blue Zoidberg, this came out sometime when I. So here's the thing. I definitely did it. I don't know when these became a thing. I assume it was in the 2000s because in the 90s I was still buying Lego sets now and again, but I definitely had stopped for quite some time. So my assumption is that this was like a 90s invention. Um, that's my guess, or a 2000s I should say. But yeah, so big sets they come here, and it's great. I mean, it's the pulling pieces apart on one side or the other, having the thing to poke through, having a wedge here is also great. It feels like a sponger like you would get if you were working on a smartphone. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I just I have now a bunch of them, and it's pretty great. Legoland stores. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just a thing that, like, I definitely, when I first started building again and I started doing Lego again a couple years ago, it was pretty ubiquitous. Not every kit comes with them, but if you have a certain amount of pieces. Uh, ah, Frank used to work at the Legoland Somerville in the before times. Indeed. Yeah, when you could. Uh, oh, these are steps. Oh, that's what this is. Oh, that's cool. Right, so this goes like this. Did I do this wrong? I think I did this wrong. Yes. Okay, so this is gonna go. Ah, that's what I did wrong. I didn't see this. I missed a step. Every once in a while, I will miss a step in the building, and I'm just like, wait, what? So this goes like this. Okay, there's the steps. They just kind of fit in place. Doesn't snap in anywhere? That's weird. Yeah, I guess it doesn't snap in anywhere. I guess that makes sense if they're temporary stairs. Oh, oh, check that out. They slide. Oh, neat. And there'll be something else I'm sure it'll make it so that it slides. Yeah. Okay, and then this goes in. There's a track that goes in. All right, this is making more sense now. Okay. That's cool. I like that a lot. Minifig safety, indeed. Well, here's the thing. It's a monster truck, but it's also a burger truck. So they've gotta like you gotta get up to the window to place your order and pick up your burgers. So they would need they would need some steps. You know, they're just thinking of the logistics of the customer. Okay, yeah, and now that'll ooh, that's neat. I will say that this is pleasantly surprised. That is a pretty cool thing. And then that'll go like this. And then we're just going to finish this up, and then we'll take a pause for the cause. The pause is coming, y'all. The pause for the cause is a thing. But we're just going to finish up our bag 1 here. And then we'll null bag 2. We'll build our guy. But yeah, you can't even see it unless you know it's there. It's just this opens up, and then this slides down. Boom. Is there a drive-through option of the burger truck? Yeah, no, not that I saw. All right, so you may have heard me say pause for the cause, and you're like, Pat, I don't know what that means. Well, what it means is we're going to take a little break right now. It's only going to be for a couple minutes. Makes sense for a monster food truck, right? It just means we're going to take a couple moments here. I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel if you'd like to. Again, I want to make this very clear. You are under no obligation to do any of these things. You being here, you watching, especially if you're chatting, that rules, and I appreciate it very much. I do this because it's nice to get out there and like, look, I'm talking at people, but I'm talking with people right now, and that's just nice. I love model kit building. I love doing Lego stuff. I'm so happy that people can watch this. Folks watch these on YouTube after the fact. Hello, YouTube watchers. Folks get inspired to try the hobbies that I do here, and that means a lot to me. Or they ask questions about things, and I can point people in the right direction for model kits. Some of y'all just have it as audio as you go about your day, and you check in later on a VOD, or you've got me going as you're having dinner or whatever, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you all very much for that. But if you did want to support the stream and support the channel, here are some ways you could do that if you wanted to. And again, no obligation to do so, but here are some ways. If you're watching this later on YouTube, again, hi. You can see all the links I'm going to put in the chat in the show description on the YouTube link. If you are a subscriber, let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote. If you're a tier 2, I don't know why the Scythe emote isn't showing up for me, but it isn't. But you can throw in emotes. Thank you very much, everyone who is currently a subscriber. It means a lot to me. You can do that with your Twitch Prime coin, which we got tonight. You can do that with Cash Money. If you're renewing a subscription, hit that notification button so we can say thank you here in the chat. You can gift a sub if you want to. You don't have to, but you could. You could gift a sub to somebody and say hey, here's a sub for Pat's stream. Check it out. That's a nice thing you can do. Again, under no obligation to do so, but it's nice. As I mentioned, I have a Patreon. Patreon's pretty chill. Patreon.com/PatBaer. A lot of good stuff happens on that Patreon. What happened here? My little... I bought... Hey, don't buy this wireless keyboard. This wireless keyboard likes to just forget there are batteries attached to it. And then you got to, wake it up. So don't buy this tiny little keyboard that I bought, the ultra-thin wireless keyboard. It is nice and thin and small, but it doesn't like to wake up sometimes. That's a side note from me to you. But yeah, I got a Patreon. You can join that if you wanted to. Also, you can donate. That will allow me to buy kits and, because on these streams, we build something and then we're done with it. And then I got to buy something else and then we build that and then I'm done with it. So there are different ways you can do one-time donations if you're so inclined. If you wanted to, you could get something from my Amazon wish list. That is a way to support the stream, is to buy something from my wish list. Make sure that it says Prime shipping and not just and check the dates. But if you'd like to buy something from that, I would appreciate it. You're under no obligation to do anything like that, obviously. But if you would like to, that will be rad, and I'll build it on stream, and then I'll thank you numerous times for buying it. But again, you certainly don't have to do that. That's just the thing you can do. If you're thinking, Pat, I don't want to buy anything from Amazon, I understand. You could buy a gift card from USA Gundam Store. They're based in Florida. They are shipping things. You buy a gift card from that. You send me a whisper here on Twitch, a DM on Twitter, because my DMs are open. Go, hey, Pat, check this out. They're selling these. Here's a gift card. I got a code in my email, and I'm giving you that code. You can buy something. I did that this year, and it was cool. That is a way to support the stream if you're so inclined. I have a Discord. That's free. That didn't cost nothing. We will get back to building in just a moment. If you're like, what happened to building this Lego set? We're just going to go through these things real quick, and then we'll get back to building. But yeah, I got a Discord. That's free. You can just join my Discord if you want to. I got a couple of videos for you to watch if you want to watch some fun videos. Baering the List is a weekly series where I rank things. That comes out every Wednesday. The latest one, which was last Wednesday, I ranked the pirates from the Straw Hat crew in One Piece. So I gave them their own proper ranking using Tier Maker. I do food and anime and wrestling and all kinds of different stuff. Coming up soon, ranking the shows on Toonami, because I want to do that. I'll be doing that, I believe, next week's will be that. Let's see, because, yeah, this week's, the one that's coming out this Wednesday, is a games one. And then I'll link to you Pat Bear's Anime Club. Pat Baer's Anime Club comes out every 2 weeks. It's a YouTube series where I talk about an anime theme or topic. Sometimes it's a preview of things to come. Sometimes it's talking about a genre. The one that literally came out today is actually Pat Baer's Manga Club. Huh? Yeah, I talk about some of my favorite manga that I'm reading right now. Uh, and I try to talk about different kinds of manga, not just all shonen. Although I do watch a lot of shonen. I tried to mix it up, give you some different things to check out if you're so interested in doing that. So that is Pat Baer's Anime Club, although it's just the manga issue. And now I'm going to talk about some anime that came out since the last stream, and I'm going to we're going to null, which means that we're taking bag 2 here, and we're going to separate the pieces out, and we are going to organize them by color. That is a important step in assembly. So that way you're not digging through a bag. You are just organizing these bags here by color and shape, and then you can find the things you're looking for way easier. It's nulling. It is very helpful. So I'm just going to be putting like colors together here, nice and easy. If I was doing this off stream, I would organize them some and kind of stack them. But right now, I'm just going to be organizing them in color. And I'm going to talk to you about the anime that came out since the last stream, which was Saturday. So first and foremost, a note. Woodpecker's Detective's Office. Woodpecker Detective's Office. I always say that name wrong. I am not watching that anymore. That show was interesting, but I don't care week to week. What ends up happening in my viewer thing is, when I start a season off, I'm watching a lot of shows. I'm watching as much as I can. Anything that seemed even mildly interesting to me, I'm watching. And then what happens is, eventually, there are a few things where, like, 1 episode or 2 episodes, I know this is not for me. This just isn't speaking to me. No thanks. Like, this season, it was very easy for me to be like, Princess Reconnect. I'm not enjoying this. I do not like this show. I'm not going to keep watching it. And then what is happening is usually around episode 5 or 6 or 7, halfway through a season, I realize that I'm not really looking forward to a show. Or, oh, that show came out 2 days ago and I didn't watch it. So I'm not really invested in it. Now that ended up being, for me, that was season 2 of Ascendance of a Bookworm. I like Ascendance of a Bookworm, but I watched the first season in a marathon setting and watched it all really fast. And I think I'm going to do that with the second season because it's not really speaking to me right now. I'm not engaged with it. I'm not really interested in it. I don't think I'm going to keep watching. So I stopped watching Woodpecker Detective's Office. I don't think I'm going to pick that back up. They've gotten to like the meat of the show, and I just kind of don't. None of the characters are standing out to me. None of it is speaking to me. I just don't really want to watch it anymore. And I'm not going to watch something just because I talk about anime here on the stream. But I am enjoying Shachibato. Shachibato, President. Time for battle. Now, an interesting thing about this show. So, if you haven't watched it, Shachibato, the premise is it is a world where dungeons exist. A fantasy world where there are dungeons and there are monsters and you collect things and all that. And the guilds that go in there are run like small businesses. Some of them are run like large corporations. Some are run like small businesses. Well, there was a company run by a guy who disappeared. He took off. And now his son has assumed the role of president, which apparently was the plan all along with his dad. But we didn't know that at the time, that his dad was like, got to have him do that, take over. And the first couple episodes was, we need enough money to get the things that his dad, the president's dad, donated. He donated a bunch of materials to like the town's museum, and if they pay the legacy tax, then they can get them back, and that will keep the company afloat and run through things. Well, I thought that was going to be the kind of loose plot device to keep the characters like seeing things and doing things in the first season. It turns out that's just the first half of the season was getting that money because they got that money. I'll talk about the dungeon and a weird fun thing in the dungeon in a minute, but that was basically the plot of this was the first half now, 6 episodes in, let's get that money. Now we got the legacy. Turns out there's a thing, this was a test. It was a test to like see where if the son actually wanted to take over the company and where they're at because they can't do the next step until they get to that point. So now it's let's build up the company, and then let's go find this guy's dad because he went to go fix a problem. But to find him, they got to go through the big gate. And to get to the big gate, or they got to have enough money to go and meet the goddess and have her grant their wish, which will be let us go through the big gate. So now that's the second half is, I assume the second half will be getting 5 times the amount they had to get for this one thing. Because, as I said, it's little companies, it's corporations. So the big thing of this dungeon they were in was like that all these monsters were employees of a bad boss. The mini boss of it was treating them poorly, and the way to win was to heal the workers because they were so like surprised to be supported and to be healed that they didn't do the bidding. They rose up and they took breaks and they were starting to take care of themselves because they no longer had they weren't corporate slaves. The phrase corporate slaves kept coming up. This is a anime that has had like worker stuff. Like he's got like, a sports jacket that with sleeves rolled up and a tie. Like there's still like business is still a thing. But it hasn't been blatantly like pro-worker, anti-corporation. And it was weird. Like 2 of them got zombified and they started like acting like corporate zombies. It was really strange, y'all. I would not have expected that to be in this anime. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It was mostly played for laughs, but it was still very weird. Very strange. So that is Shachibato. President, it's time for battle. So now we know the second half of the series is going to be okay. They're gonna they might end up getting with a new crew member or whatever. They're going to keep working until they can get enough money to basically open up this thing. Do you watch What We Do in the Shadows? Blue, I have seen What We Do in the Shadows. I'm not up to date on it, the series, but I am aware of it. I've watched it, yeah. So that the show's... Look, here's the thing. In a couple years, I may forget the name of Shachibato. I may totally forget the name of it. I may forget the plot of it. But not every show, not every series, not every anime has to be the greatest anime of all time. It's just pretty good, and it's inoffensive, and it's not a fucking bummer. So, it's good enough. It's good enough to watch on a Sunday when it comes out on Sundays. Now, a show that is going on hiatus starting after this episode, episode 4, it's a 5-minute anime called Extra Olympia Kyklos. And I've talked about this before. He went back into the future, and this premise is nonsense. So, it is a wimpy dude who just wants to be a pottery maker, but it keeps getting forced into doing Olympics activities in ancient Greece. Somehow goes into the future modern day Tokyo, and then learns some stuff and goes back in time. Well, at the end of this episode, he goes forward in time again. So I guess it's the pattern. One thing that's very funny is he doesn't want to do sports in ancient Greece because they're to the death. So he's like, I've got told to invent a new sport. So I'm going to go to the future and ask about the sports. And then the guy he runs into goes, hey, maybe you can explain to me why y'all did such stupid sports back in ancient Greece time, and it lists all these sports. So the guy is going to invent these sports that he thinks are bad because in the past they happened. So now he's the guy inventing Olympic events that are non-lethal. But also it's done like it's this, the art style is weird, very strange. There's some like live action stuff. Like there was a commercial for the Olympic Games that was done like very modern take but it was live action actors. Like it makes sense the show is going on hiatus because there's so much going on in it. I can't properly describe it except to say that this show, it's just nonsense. It's got that like, it reminds me of like Monty Python style like art, like when they would do art sketches. It's very weird. I do like it very much though. So I will be watching when it comes back, and it is 5 minutes. And then the ending theme is different every time. This latest episode, the ending theme was all about how Zeus rules. It was just a song about how Zeus is awesome. Okay, so we're going to start building here back to, we finished knolling. One thing I want to point out, this is the guy who is the burger chef here. So our burger chef, does he have the sunglasses and smirk face? Yes, but he also has a mustache. We are going to be adding in a mustache, and it is a plastic mustache. It is a thing that we have to add to this guy's face. And then we're going to add goggles. Why is he a steampunk slash like Mad Max style character? He already has cool sunglasses painted on. I don't know why we're adding aviator goggles, but we are. I don't know why he has a big plastic mustache instead of just painted on one, but he does. And I will say, steampunk hams, yeah. I will say, this guy fucking rules. Look at this dude. Look at this guy. This guy's awesome. So we got a new friend here. Look at this. This guy's supposed to be pretty cool, but he's not. What? This dude is awesome. If this kid is already incredible, yeah, that guy is real rad. Okay, so here's the thing. My Monday viewing was let's try to get the color back here. Whatever. Well, it'll figure itself out. My Monday viewing, my Sunday Monday anime right now was already light because I had dropped Princess Reconnect. I'm gonna have a little water here. Hold on. Sorry. Allergies are really kicking my ass. So it's already watching less stuff, right? Then I dropped Woodpecker today. So I did what I always do when there's not a lot of anime for me to watch and I want to talk about stuff. I hit the random button. Now, the first thing to the random button on Crunchyroll, because I just hit the Crunchyroll random button and I'll talk about what's going on. That's what I'll do when I don't have anything to chat about. I hit the random button, and what came up was the first episode of Boruto. Well, I have watched all of Boruto at this point, so I did not hit it again. So I hit random one more time, and you know what the second thing that came up was? You know, if you looked at the chat when I put in the anime I'm going to talk about, that's right, Fist of the North Star. I did not know that all of Fist of the North Star, like all 5 seasons or whatever, is on Crunchyroll. I legitimately did not know that. And I have not watched just an episode of Fist of the North Star on its own in a long time. I will say that I have watched a lot of clips of Fist of the North Star at like 4 a.m. on YouTube, in sometimes dubbed into Mandarin, just because it's on. Uh, I have watched stuff with Portuguese subtitles. Um, Lasper says I've never been able to get into that show. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. I felt like we could chat for a few moments about that show on the stream, because why not? It's my stream. Why can't I talk about some Fist of the North Star? So the real thing is, it's weird to say it's of its time because it is super not of its time. It is in many ways. It is the predecessor to shonen. So the thing you have to look at is all shonen, all boys anime, all adventuring anime comes from its two fathers, Astro Boy and Fist of the North Star. Now, Fist of the North Star is obviously a reaction to the world and to the nuclear weapons, and it's post-apocalypse, and it's You Are Already Dead, and it is a violent series of, and it is some cool dude action, and but also it's not a coming of age story. Our dude is already our fucking dude. He is already the fucking best, and he does get better, but it's not like we're watching him be an asshole. So or like a goober. We don't see the training of him like get good. He's good at it, and he's got a code of ethics and a fighting style, and You Are Already Dead and all that. It is violent. It is ridiculous. It recycles stuff so much, even more than the pressure points, and like obviously, uh, it pushed the action envelope, um, and it pushed the violence envelope when it came to what shonen could be in manga, and then also in anime. It is very influential in those aspects, but it's also kind of hard to watch because it is violent and gory. There have been numerous reboots and movies. There was an OVA movie that was pretty cool looking, and I think the art style was really good. And then pretty recently there was a prequel that was about Kinshiro's dad that I cannot watch because the art is infuriatingly, like, it is. I cannot describe the art choice. It is in the same like realm of like the Berserk reboot, in that like some people got no problem watching it, but like no, I really like, I don't mind computer generated generally, but there's this weird version of computer generated that like just feels like ass. It just sucks. Uh, and then that uh, prequel is like no thanks. In the same way that when Berserk came out, I like looked at it and I went, no, 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 thank you. I just don't like that art style. Just not my favorite. Uh, Anyway, that's all talking. But so it was, from a cultural perspective, it was nice to like sit and watch an episode of Fist of the North Star. Am I gonna keep watching Fist of the North Star and like marathon through it? Fuck no. No, thank you. Not my thing. Even with like, so I'll probably pick another random thing to talk about on Thursday, because right now I have only 3 shows. I have Tower of God, The Eighth Sun, and Kakashigoto. And so right now I have nothing to watch tomorrow because both my Tuesday shows are on hiatus. It's so weird to not be watching a new episode of Black Clover, but that is on hiatus, and that it's just odd to not have that show be available, like new episodes of that show, when you watch it ongoing. It's so weird. But yeah, so I'm not gonna pick that, but I am gonna pick another random thing to probably talk about on Thursday. And like I said, it was kind of interesting. I I mean, I know it mostly from some of the video games, which I have to imagine that in my youth, like, I know I definitely watched like an episode of it when I would go like to anime clubs and we would watch a bunch of stuff. I'm sure I watched some of it, but I think most of what I watched, like I said, is just weird clips that were uploaded like 11 years ago to YouTube. Like, and they've just survived this whole time and no one has taken them down. Like when YouTube was coming up and you could just upload like an episode, but like it wasn't, they didn't want you to upload 22 or 23 minutes of an anime. The time limit was 10 minutes. So you had to upload anime in 3 parts at 240 because like there was a time limit of how long you could upload videos for. And you had to work your way up to 10 minutes at first when YouTube first started, which is very funny to think about because I, 3 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week, put up 2-hour videos on YouTube every week uh, without it being a problem. But yeah, in the old days, couldn't do that. Couldn't do that at all. So that's why you would see like old videos that were like 1 of 3, and that was the way to watch your animes. Um, but yeah, I've never really engaged with like just sitting watching it, so that's been kind of fun. The random thing has been fun. Occasionally, it's something that I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch more of this, and a lot of times it's been like, oh, that was a thing that I did. Okay, um, but I'm gonna keep doing that. I think it's kind of neat to be able to do that. Um, And then yeah, then hopefully there's some other stuff that's going to be coming out. I want to see. I have not looked, so I'm going to look right now if there's any clue. Oh yeah, Sazai san. So look, is this a show I have any real connection to? No, but it's weird to think about an anime that has been running for 51 years. It is a show. The longest running anime, Sezai-san, is going on hiatus because they've run out of episodes. And a lot, because it's been on for 51 years, literally only one voice actor is from the original cast, but there are a lot of people in the cast who are very old, so they are like, yeah, we're going on hiatus. The last time they went on hiatus was in the 70s during the oil crisis. They took like a couple weeks off. So they're going to put reruns up this week. It is like the Emperor's favorite of Japan, like his favorite anime, and it is very weird that that show is going on hiatus. Like that is just a strange thing. Uh, Oh, Vlad mentioned Vlad Love, which yeah, right now we're going to start seeing shows that were supposed to be coming out in the fall, getting pushed to the winter, so they'll be out in like January. We're going to start seeing more of that and more of that because only so many shows can debut um, in June now, and then or May or July, and then so that's going to just push everything back. Similar note, Gogo 13's manga is going on its first time in 51 years. Yes. Uh, a bunch of shonen stuff is now going on hiatus as they try to keep people separate and all that. Odo um, was saying that it's going to be delays for One Piece, and because they're just like trying to limit the amount of people that are together and how many people are working, and basically it's like a lot of manga studios assistants are being like furloughed or are purely working from home right now, uh, and like that is their solution, which does not sit great with people who are like, I am used to having a lot of assistants and can't, and editors can't come and help us. But it's like, yeah, okay, sure. Uh, it is, yeah, it is a weird time with anime, especially with that being like for a little while there, it was the only thing that was having like basically for a little while there, anime and wrestling were the only thing, and manga were like the only things that were coming out with new things because everything else had like gone on hiatus. What you're finding is some of the bigger networks like NBC and Fox are going to start airing shows that were going to be, boutique shows that were only going to air on, DC Universe app or some other thing, or like, you know, CBS All, Access, like whatever. Uh, those things were only going to have like, certain shows that they, somebody decided, well, this is a streaming show. Uh, the soaps ran episodes. Yep. Yeah, it's just like uh, it is, and then also people. Then the other side of it is, so people are like, oh well, I'm sure the numbers are really good for wrestling. Well, no, they're not great. Because mainly because turns out not everybody, but some people really don't like watching empty arena wrestling. They're just not enjoying it, which is like understandable. I found it to be very weird. Uh, uh, oh, Japan, they only make business deals in person. I mean, that probably has some aspect to it. Oh yeah, also yeah, Blue. I mean, that's just from a watching standpoint. Um, it's also from a safety standpoint, it is really rough. Like I want people to be taken care of. I want people to have jobs and to be healthy. Certainly. So it is a very strange thing to consume wrestling right now. Um, you know, the folks that aren't there because they're with their families or because they are have health issues and are trying to take care of that. Like I got no problems with them not being there. Uh, it is like just like a very strange time. Um, but just from a performance perspective, it's just a weird thing to watch. Uh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Chris, they're going to. I mean, yeah. People are going to figure out work from home and work from studio. Like, uh, yeah. I mean, like they're going to have to. Like, yeah, they have to do that, so they have to get used to that. I mean, most of it is just that like it's just slower and it's just a different way of doing things. Uh, and then you've got games companies that aren't used to letting people access assets ever and work from home ever and having to adjust to that and uh, yeah, I mean like Blue the I thought the Money in the Bank match last night was really inventive and really interesting. I loved the elements of jokes and silliness that was in it, the thematic element of it. Um, like, if it's just a match, you can't do it at the same time. But the fact that they had like the different the different divisions interact with one another is just really engaging and interesting. And it was like really fun to watch. Uh, yeah, you're not gonna see that like that kind of storytelling. It was really interesting. It was really engaging. You'll see clips of it, but like, yeah, it was like fun and weird and different. It was very different, and I really enjoyed it. I had a good time watching Money in the Bank. I'm gonna probably watch tonight. I'll probably end up watching the main event again because I'll probably drop the network at some point soon because I always end up going back and forth. I'll drop it right before I pick up Netflix again because y'all, the end of May 27th or something, I'm picking up. I'm gonna get Netflix again. I haven't had it for a while, but Doro Hedoro is going to be on Netflix, the U.S. Netflix. It was a Netflix Japan show. It came out weekly there, and then they have the license in the U.S., but they haven't put it out. They didn't do it weekly on Netflix, so it's all coming out in May, and I am going to watch that show fully legally and enjoy it because it's a weird show, and I enjoy the manga quite a bit. I haven't finished the manga, but I've enjoyed what I've been reading of it because that just actually wrapped up. So uh, I'm really looking forward to checking that out, and that is the end of May. So I'll probably drop the network right before that. Keep my network subscriptions low if I can, just to what I'm watching. All right, it goes there. It goes there. And okay, that there. We're getting some good progress done on this kit. We're gonna go a little while longer. We will raid somebody tonight because that has been a nice thing to be able to do, is to go and check out somebody else's stream and support them in some way. That has been a nice thing that we're able to do. So we will end the stream with that. But right now, we got a few more minutes left of this kit. We'll keep building it. We'll keep working on our monster truck, building it up, getting through all the parts we need to build. Then we will, on the next stream that we do build stream, then we'll disassemble it completely and build the other things that we can build in this kit. And yeah, it's we're getting the monster. The monster is coming together pretty good right now. And as I said, it does have the slide out stairs, which is pretty dang neat. Nice little trick. But yeah, as I said, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, I am continuing. We started last Wednesday with Arcade Spirits, playing through that game. We will continue where we left off. I have a different save that I've been playing off and on, playing a different style, but we'll keep our going with funny answers or heartfelt answers and flirting with everybody. We'll go through that. If you didn't see the stream last Wednesday, Arcade Spirits is set in an alternate future where arcades never went out of fashion and are cool, and we are starting a new job at an arcade full of interesting characters, and we still have one more regular at the arcade to meet, who is it's not a DDR game, but it is a DDR-like game, and is apparently very good at that. And we're gonna go and meet that person, and then try to keep doing our cool new job, and also flirt with a bunch of people, because it's a romantic visual novel. So that's what we're doing. But that'll be tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then Wednesday, I will Blue just hit play the soundboard. Heck yeah, Blue. I got this as a Christmas gift, and I will play a few things. We'll start with, of course, and then we'll do, and then we'll do. That's the soundboard. Yeah, and then this Wednesday, I will host the stream. It'll start at 7 p.m. Eastern. I am going to be part of the Hot Fix Gauntlet. We are starting this off. It is GDQ, Games Done Quick, is doing every other Wednesday. They'll be doing a thing. They've done it at some conventions. This will be now every other Wednesday, this tournament style thing. Where I will be, myself and others will be given a bunch of save states, and we have to complete some tasks, and we don't know what those tasks are. I'm going up around 9 o'clock, but I'll have the whole stream here hosted here if you want to hang out with like-minded folks, or you can watch it just on their Twitch. But that'll be Wednesday night. Again, the stream starts at 7 o'clock Eastern. I'm supposedly going on around 9 o'clock. That's give or take, but I'll be tweeting about it. That's this Wednesday. I'm very excited about doing that. So that's like what I'm doing this week. And it should be a pretty cool week. And then, of course, Thursday and Saturday, normal build streams at my normal time. So we'll keep working on this. And that's like the week for me. Should be pretty cool. I'm getting a little nervous about Wednesday, but I'm excited about it. And then tomorrow will just be kind of chill and fun. Last Wednesday, when we started Arcade Spirits, one of the developers of the game, Two Flower, was here in the chat for like most of the stream, and that was very weird and very nice because they gave us some background info and gave us some behind the scenes stuff, information. and seemed to enjoy us enjoying it, and that was really fun. I was like very pleasantly surprised. We still have not met the minor characters that are played by our friends of the stream. So I'm excited. Hopefully, we'll meet Graham Stark and Jacob Burgess's characters that they voiced, because those are friends. And so that'll be cool. All right, we'll get a little bit more done here on this truck. And then what I'll do for Thursday is I will have built up a bunch of this kit. I should say, sorry. I will have already nulled bag 3, so we won't have to worry about bag 3 on what do you call it, on Thursday. We'll just be able to go right into it because we've done most of bag 2, so we'll just be able to get right into it. That piece was in the wrong spot. Figured it out. Getting it done. Doing our thing. Okay. And all right, let's put the seats in, and then we will call it at the seats, and then we will go and find a stream to host and to raid, and we'll go watch some fun people. So let me mute desktop. There's a bunch. Obviously, there's always a bunch of cool people out there on the internet doing some streams, but we like to find somebody that we know. I try not to raid people who are playing who are like almost done with their streams, because sometimes I end up doing a raid and they're like, "Cool, thanks for coming, we're done," and that's not fun. So we'll find somebody who is doing something cool and check them out. All right, let's good night, Harold. Thanks for being here. All right, so we're gonna go raid our friend. We talked about her tonight. She is the reason why I am competing this week in Games Done Quick, because she invited me. We're going to go raid Xandra. Xandra made on the remotes, and she is great. And so we're going to go give her a raid and join her on her video gaming. Thanks so much for hanging out. Have a great rest of your night. If you want to come along on this raid and check out a cool streamer and keep the night going, it's too early to log off. You can come with us. If you don't feel like coming with us, you don't have to come with us, but it'd be cool. I'll see you in the next build with Baer. Again, games tomorrow night. Hosting a stream I'm on Wednesday. Building again on Thursday. Bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.